Hello and welcome back to Blake's Den. In this video I'm going to remove the engine from my 1989 Austin Mini Designer project. So let's make a start. If you've been following the mini series I've been doing on this mini series, I've already disconnected everything from the engine bay. So radiator's out, alternator's out, the wiring's been disconnected, the distributor cap's removed, clutch slave cylinder's removed, carburetor, disconnected the exhaust, air intake's gone, all of that stuff. So basically the only thing holding this engine in at the moment is the engine mounts and the speedometer cable. So obviously I'll be addressing that in this video. First thing I need to do is put some brackets on, lifting brackets. So I bought some brackets the other day, £4 each. I thought that's a bit cheaper than, well, I thought it was fairly cheap and means I don't have to make one or two. So they're going to go on the head, cylinder head bolts. So I'm going to take that one out. Take that nut off, sorry, and I'll put the bracket on, and then I'll take that one out and put that one on. I could possibly get away with just putting an extra nut on that one, but yeah, it'll be fine. So some people like to put them here, but really, you know, the rocker cover bolts, whilst they're big, they're not designed to carry any weight really. It's just very light pressure in the rocker cover, whilst the head gasket bolts basically hold the whole engine together. So definitely need to lift from there. And I'll probably put them a bit of an angle as well. See if I can put them maybe that way. Possibly. I'll see what I can do. My plan is I'll then put rope through these, and then I'm going to put some extra rope around the engine as well. So yeah, right, before we do this, I'm just going to attack these threads with a wire wheel to clean them up, a bit of WD-40, and then we'll get the nuts off. So I just cleaned those up there, and I've got a 9/16 socket, but because this stud is longer, it doesn't quite fit on there. So I'm going to have to try and crack it off with a spanner, which might be interesting. I'm surprised I've not got one which fits, because I've done the head gasket before on my MPI, so well, I know the MPI doesn't have the coil bracket, and presumably it doesn't need a longer stud there. So let's see if we can crack this off anyway. Well, that wasn't too bad. I was expecting that to be more of a struggle. So we'll wind that one off, and I'll probably take the coil bracket off as well, and then the coil bracket can go for cleaning and painting. Just talk amongst yourselves whilst I do this. Yeah, I just hit the threads with a wire wheel beforehand. So yeah, okay, that's good. Right, let's get the bracket on. So whilst it does have a flanged nut, so that's a nut with like a washer inbuilt into it, I've just thrown a washer on there as well. Belt and braces, and I've got this, kind of seems counterintuitive, but I'm putting the hooks pointing towards each other because I'll be looping the rope through that way. So we'll just nip this up. There we go. Got it roughly where I want it, and then we don't have to go too mad with this in terms of a torque. Just tight. Voila, right, repeat on the other side. So on the other side the bolt was super tight, and basically the stud is unwinding. So I need to find, actually I want to wind that back in and tighten it up, and then I might have to see if I can get an impact socket on to see if I can just rattle the nut off. Or I might have to put some heat on the nut as well, just to see if I can get the nut off. I thought this might happen. To be honest, it's not the end of the world if a stud comes out. I could still put the bracket on, but ideally I just want the nut. So yeah, I'm going to wind this back on and I'll bring you back once I've got a cunning plan. So I think I've basically got this coming loose now. I sprayed it with a bit of WD-40, heated it up with a bit of a blowtorch, and now I'm using a spanner and a hammer to basically create my own impact wrench. And yeah, that has just broken loose. Beautiful. Well, that is a bit of a relief because I thought that was going to be a bit of a nightmare. So right, I'll whiz that off, put the bracket on, and then we can start roping it up. So I've got a rope wrapped around the engine, a rope of unknown strength and unknown origin, but it looks pretty strong to me. So I've got it going between the loops a couple of times, and I've got it going around the engine twice as well. I've got this bit loose, which I'm going to tie onto my engine crane, and then I'm going to lower it down the crane, and the crane's going to, in fact, what I'll probably do is actually I'll put that through the hook again, and I've got sort of 3 strands of rope here that the crane will connect onto. So let's get the crane in position, then undo the engine mount, and then start lifting. So this is my setup. This is what I'm going to go with. I should have enough room to wiggle the engine out. Obviously I can lower the Mini down as well on the stands. I probably will have to do that. But basically now I've got the weight of the engine, or I should have. If I pump this, we should have the weight of the engine on the ropes now. You can see those brackets bending. But yeah, I think that's the weight of the engine now. So I'll start undoing the engine mount, which apparently is a bit of a pain of a job. So if we look down here, you can see one of the nuts on the engine mount there, and you can see where the bolts are on the other side. And yeah, apparently it's a absolute pain of a job, and you got to do it by feel. So yeah, let's get on and do that. So it's all good news. I was trying to find a spanner to fit on that nut, and obviously it's quite rusty, but then I realised it's actually captive. So there is a style of engine mount you can get with a captive bolt, and I just assumed that this one wouldn't have the captive bolt. It would just have the nut and a bolt sort of thing. But yeah, that's coming off now, so that makes my life a bit easier. So I'm going to go around and whiz out those bolts. Well, that was remarkably simple. 4 bolts out. One of them was already loose on the driver's side. And now the engine is loose. So, here comes the fun bit. I'm going to do a combination of jacking on the engine hoist and lowering the car on the stand, and we'll gradually walk this engine out. Speedo cable still attached, I need to do that. And also what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to remove, very early on in one of my videos, I put a load of ballast in the boot of this to keep it rear end heavy. Obviously once the engine's off, I don't want it too rear end heavy that it just tips the whole shell backwards. So I'm going to take that out now before I start lifting. Right, here it goes. What's the worst that could happen? Obviously I'm going to plan to abort at any time. If I see something that doesn't look right, I will stop. So, yep, the engine's loose. So, yeah, that's loose now. I just need to, there's a brake pipe down here I'm just trying to avoid. The engine's wanting to swing already. Let's lift it up just a little bit more. Slow and steady wins the race. For a second, I've got something catching. Okay, it's just the fuel line, that's okay. And then the diff in the drive shaft ends are gonna start coming up soon. Vacuum pipe in the way, yeah, it's okay. So the starter motor is very close to the front end panel, so I'm just going to push it in slightly. There we are. Right, I think now I'm going to try lowering the car ever so slightly, because I can. So I'll bring you back in a second. I just need to take the axle stands out first. Okay, the axle stands are out. Let's try winding it down a bit. Right, just stop there. Yeah, all looks okay. Okay, so that is just the diff beginning to get caught now as that comes up. That's okay, we'll go a bit more. Beautiful. So we're nearly out. So I can see the speedometer cable here. That's a bit which is still attached. So we need to get that out. It looks like it's just one little bolt holding it in. So I'm going to whiz that out now, and then yeah, we'll get this engine out. So I'm probably going to be in your way now, but it looks like it's a 3/8 inch bolt holding that in, and just one bolt, and it's like a plate. So just unwind that. Okay, plate fell out. Right, might need a screwdriver on that just to prise it out. Okay, so a quick bit of Googling suggested if you just, once you've got the horseshoe bracket out, you just wiggle it and then it comes out. So, he's out. Right, we'll continue then to try and get this engine out of the way of the car and onto the floor. I'm not actually that far off being able to clear the front. So what I might do, again, combination of lifting and lowering. I think I might actually go for a bit more of a lower. Excuse me. Okay. What I don't want this to do is swing into the windscreen. So I might see if I can actually pull it back a bit already. There we go. We're a fraction away from getting this out. Right. Stop there for a thumbnail photograph. And then, yeah, I think we'll be able to get this out now. So the observant amongst you might have noticed I've not actually got a lot of room to pull this back. I thought I had, but I don't think I had. So let's just see what we can do with pulling and twisting and turning. Turns out it's quite heavy. It's about 150 kilos, I think, is the mini engine and gearbox combined. So what I might try to do is a pull and a twist to see if I can get it out. Obviously, what I don't want to do is smash into this wing I put on. I'll say a new wing. Put it on about, well, I was in lockdown, so you can work out how long ago that was. 5 years ago. I have got another pin on the bar here, so I can always shorten the bar as well. But So that will be a little bit sketchy, I think. Time to do that. Right, I think I've probably just got enough room to get this out if I move a toolkit. So that's just about clear of the front panel now. If I push this back, right, that is about as far as I can get it. So what can I do? I can pump it up and try knocking the pin further in. Bit sketchy. Or what I might try and do is just try to pull it this way and lower it down, because obviously it's going to drop it in an arc. So when it comes down, it's going to start clearing the front of the Mini. So I think I'll do that, but first I need to put something on the ground to sit the engine on. I've got a little board on wheels. You can get them from Lidl, Aldi, those sort of places. Designed for moving furniture, but yeah, it'll be fine for this. So I think now, if I press in and very, very gradually crack off the pressure, this should start going down. Just doing this really slowly. Okay, it's going now. So I'm just getting ready to stop this at any moment, but I think it's going to clear. Yeah, we are clear. I just need to stop this soon and reposition the little board. Of course, I might have just painted myself in a corner because I might not be able to get the engine hoist out now, but where there's a will, there's a way. And touchdown. No, not quite. It's a bit uneven. There we are. A little bit more. There we are. It is down. That's quite simple, wasn't it? Well, I managed to get it out of the way. I just managed to move the hoist that way, fold the leg up, and then move it the other way and fold the other leg up. There we are, engine's out. Here's the engine bay. Here is the little horseshoe bracket that I had to take off of the speedo cable. So we'll put that somewhere safe. And here's the engine. 998 cc of raw power. Here's the back. The side you don't normally see, and this is the reason why I want to get it out. I just want to get it all clean and degreased and just looking nicer. I don't really want to have a nice looking car and then you open the bonnet and you've got like a rusty big iron lump sitting there, sort of thing. So yeah, what I can do now, I can put this to one side in the garage, forget about it for ages, and then probably paint it at some point. And then I can also start tackling the engine bay as well. Again, inner wings need a bit of attention. Sound deadening to come out, wiring to look at. Lots of rust like around by that bracket needs sorting out. And yeah, just a general tidy up and a good coat of paint. I've got a dodgy looking brake line there, but I was going to replace all the brake lines anyway. So yeah, fairly straightforward. So a little bit of housekeeping before I wrap up. I've put two short scaffold boards in a wheel dolly underneath the front end, and I'm going to lower the car down onto it so I can get my lift out. I was still want to be able to move this around in the garage, Particularly, I've been working on this big generator and I kind of need the space to get out that way. So being able to move it around will be fine. And then I'll probably put the engine in that corner for now. I do have an engine stand for it, but putting it on the engine stand is going to be a job in itself. So yeah, I think we'll lower this down, get the lift out. CJ Auto's lift, really good. And then we can wrap it up. And that is that, as I say. Engine safely tucked away. Obviously I've sealed up the intake side. I've not sealed up the exhaust side yet, but I should probably do that. It will be gone on a stand at some point. I've got my boards under the car here, which allow me to move the Mini round a bit if I need to move it. And I've got my CJ Auto's tilting lift out as well. So, thank you for watching. I've really enjoyed making this video and this series of videos about engine removal. It's something I've wanted to do for some time on this, and it's been a few years since the last time I took an engine out of anything. A Fiat Seicento, if my memory serves me correctly. So yeah, really happy with that. So what's going to happen after this video comes out, probably the week after, I'm going to do a compilation, which is going to be a really long video, like well over an hour long, of all the stages of getting the engine out. And that'll be like one condensed, well, slightly condensed video that somebody can watch if they want to take their engine out for the first time. I mean, people say it takes you can get an engine out in half an hour, up to 10 hours. I don't know how long I've taken, I've not counted it, but I've been going slow and I've been filming it for you. I probably could have done it quicker if I wasn't stopping to take breaks to film stuff. I've done it over the course of several days, but I know I've done it right. I've got all my parts bagged up, all my wiring labelled, so it should all go back together really easily, or certainly that's the plan anyway. Once again, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button below. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well. It costs you nothing. And please, if you've got any comments, just drop them below. I'll respond to all of my comments. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.